So I'm gonna module exports .run. I need to change something. I just realized. Here I'm sending in my index file when I activate a command. I'm running bot message args, right? But we're also gonna have to bring in our database here. So comma database. So now when we create a function, we can now get access to our database if we put bot message args and now db, and like that we can now use that variable. So we're gonna just export this function quick. I recommend doing this off the start so you don't forget after and then you ask why your functions don't work. Here you write the name of the file, so without the extension, so set prefix. Okay, and then here to set our prefix, it's pretty straightforward. We're gonna check the arguments, make sure we actually have something. So if our args dot length is equal to 0, you could write a nice little embedded message here to like make the bot look cleaner and stuff, but I know you guys know how to do that, so I'm just gonna write a message for the purpose of the tutorial be shorter. So message.channel.send, we're just gonna send missing the prefix. Alright, so now if we check if our args.length is equal to 1, because that means we have something and we just want it of length 1 because we don't want to get more things. We're going to create a new variable called nPrefix for new prefix, and this is equal to our arg value of 0. We don't even need to check to make sure to validate anything. We'll just, if someone writes a prefix, we'll take it in, you know. And if they made an error to it, they can check and see if it's wrong. They'll see it because we're going to confirm the value they put in. So here we're going to type in db and collection. We already wrote our collection earlier called guilds. So now we can access it because it's already pre-written. And then the document value, as I said, is the guild ID. That's how we separate them. So here to get the ID, it's guild, it's message.guild.id. So that would select the one where this command has been written. And here we're just going to update. And then parentheses, curly bracket. And I'm going to show something quick. So here we have, in the guilds section, we have all this information, right? And we only want to update prefix. But they already built it in the code for Firebase that if you update something, if I type here prefix, it won't touch the other one. It's only going to touch the prefix, which in that case, it's perfect for us because we don't have to worry about anything else. So here we can just type the nPrefix value, and we're only going to update that one, and all the other information is going to stay fine. So here we can then write a .then function with nothing inside because we don't need to put anything in it. And here we're going to just send a message to confirm the changes. So message.channel.send, and we're going to send, I'm going to use the things after number 1. I don't know how they're called. It's like a sideways quotation. It's the left side of number 1 on the US international keyboards. And then so prefix updated, new prefix, and then I'm going to use the money parentheses and write in nPrefix. So we're going to display to them what's the new prefix they sent. And then we can close that, and that's all we need here. Save the file so you don't forget later. And now we're going to go back to our index file. And here on the very top, I removed the value for prefix, so we're going to type it again. So let prefix, and then we're just going to keep it empty, so we don't define the value. It's still undefined, or as I would say, null. And then you go back here on the very top, since we're going to be using the prefix value inside of our bot message event, this is where we want to make sure we get it and we import it correctly. So here we're going to use the get. So here we use the set, and set prefix we use to update. And then here we're going to use the get method. So db.collection. Our collection is our guilds. and then here our variable for messages is smg. So smg, yeah, and so we're going to use our document, and here is message dot guild dot id, and then here we're going to get, and after we get, we're going to dot then right after, because we're going to manipulate data. And our query search, I'm just going to use k for it since it's simplified. We're going to check if it exists. So if k dot exists, then we want to do something to it. If it doesn't exist, there's no reason to do anything to that, because it'll cause an error. So if it exists, prefix is now equal to k dot data. That's how you access data to it, since we got multiple variables, and prefix. All right, simple as that. And then here we're going to type out then. So after we've done that, we'll leave this one empty, open parenthesis, type a few, enter, and grab from the very last one here. You see it makes like a little signature on it. So you see from here, grab this one all the way up to this, copy it, remove it, and now put it inside here, and I'll explain why. Okay, I just indented better. So we want to make sure that we update our prefix every time, so we get the correct value before we touch our command section. Because if a commands get called and the prefix is not correctly noticed, the bot won't do anything to it. So if we save this, and then let's just check quick, see if the bot works. So node index, set prefix loaded, hello, I'm ready. Okay, I'm gonna write one last command here. You don't need to write this one. This is just to test. So I'm gonna call it test.js. This is a very quick one. Just a module.exports.run equals sync. I'm so bad at typing when I do videos. Actually, I'm always bad at typing. Okay, so this command is basically just going to run a message. So message.channel.send, it's going to say subscribe to my YouTube, please. And here, let's capitalize that. So subscribe. So don't write the command, obviously. This is just for testing purposes. Okay, now save it. Okay, so now I got to add the bot to a Discord server. So before I do that, just make sure you turn your bot on, right? We want the bot to be on when we add it, because our method right here will where it's going to take data from the a new bot that's added. We want to make sure that this command gets run. It won't be run if you invite the bot and then you turn it online. The bot has to be online and then you invite him. So here I'm going to just open. Alright, just to show something quick. Right before I was going to test the bot, I got an error that data is not defined, and then if you look here, it says line 85 in index.js. So it was this line right here. I had wrote data instead of gdata. Okay, so now if I check everything else, it looks all fine. Let's close this, run the bot again, and then I'm going to invite the bot into my test server. If I authorize, okay. So as you can see, no errors got written this time. So that means the bot was successfully invited to the Discord. So now if I check here into my database, if I refresh, I should see a new collection that appeared called guilds. And then inside of guilds, you have the channel ID. And here you could have a multiple. You could have a bunch of these, and you'll be able to select them just by using the ID. And then I got the guild ID, how many members, the name of the server, the owner of it, the owner ID, and then the prefix the server is using. So if we open up here, oops. If I open up here and I just type test, subscribe to my YouTube please, pops up. Alright, so that means our default prefix works. Now what happens if we try to change it? So if we set prefix and then we use the percentage sign, update a prefix update, new prefix, the percentage sign. So now if I type percentage sign test, it says subscribe to my YouTube please. And then if I reopen over here, you'll see that my prefix is now the percentage sign, and you can see this change live. So I'll try to make both windows open at the same time. Okay, so you see this? I have my Discord right here. I'm going to, is that, yeah, that all appears on my window. Okay, I'm gonna type percentage sign set prefix, and then I'm going to use the hashtag. Okay, you see this changed live. So now when I use a new command, it won't, oh shit, that won't work I guess because it's a Discord server. Let's change the prefix. That might have just screwed up everything. Coming to think of it, it might try to hashtag channels. Don't use that prefix. How about that? Okay, no, it worked for changing it. So now I have that. And then that test, it will read this prefix value, which is already updated. And then it says subscribe to my channel. Alright, so this is a pretty good image on how to make a custom prefix. All the servers using your bot will be able to have completely different ones. So the next tutorial I'll be making on this will be how to validate users to use the bot. So kind of like the add roles command I did before with the JSON, but this time I'll be using a database, so it will be live updatable without having to turn the bot on and off. So it's much more useful. Thanks a lot for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, comment. If you have a question, join our server. It's going to be in the description. And have a great day.